This is T1naBa1ley, and I wanted to hop on and say I finished the book. Uh, when did I? It's been some minutes now since I finished the last book in the season. No, the the last book in the series. Accidents happen. I think I finished it in the 9 o'clock hour. I think something like that, somewhere around there. Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. I like it. I'm gonna have to read it again in a different format. So all of these books that I just read, I think that I just read the last three books in the series back to back. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna have to. Okay, so I read them in ebook format. The next time I read them, I'm reading them in audiobook format. Um, the last book that I just completed, it read differently. And it actually read how I would have liked the previous book to read, because I wanted to know, I wanted the book to read in Raymond's POV. Uh, this book did that. Uh, but I liked it. I liked it. I mean, like, I liked that the the character, both characters got their POV. That's what I like. We got to see the perspective and the worlds through each character's viewpoint. So I did enjoy that. I wouldn't have minded that, like I said, in the previous book, but we got it in this latest book that was released this year. Oh my god! I read a book that was released this year. That is so fun. Okay, so um it's written differently, not just the POV, but am I saying that? Am I using that right? POV, point of view. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, not just okay. Not only that, but it's like more story. Like even the previous book was more story, more background, more story. This fourth book is even more story, even more background, and I love how the characters were reintroduced and such and so forth and vis-a-vis. It was a lot of characters in this book as well as the previous book, and they are. Kofi is kind of charming. He kind of charming. Kind of, sort of. It was cool to see him, like how he's written. He's coming off as charming, I guess. I don't know. It was good to see him. It was good to see him, considering that he. And I guess I don't know if that would be a spoiler alert, but yeah, considering that we did see him um, in the previous book and what happened to him, and that kind of tugged on our hearts. That kind of tugged on our hearts. So he shows up in this latest book. It's like, oh, that, hey, Kofi, da 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 da. What's up? Check it, baby. You know, like that type of thing. So it was cool to see the characters that showed up in this. book. Now, I don't know if she was in a rush uh, writing this book because at the end of the book, or I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe it's my copy. But at the end of the book, she says um, she would like to give a shout out to the people that kickstarted. It was like Kickstart or something. Um, and it says I accidentally hired a shadow worker, and I'm like, huh? Okay, you gonna shout out them again? This book is I accidentally locked down a witch, so okay. But yeah, no, I don't know what that was. If that was just from the previous book or what. Um, but yeah, I read this book all night long, all day long, all night long, whatever. I got it done. And so now it's gonna be on my July books read list. I'm looking forward to making my book collage to show off the books that I read this this month. Oh, and I'm getting my books lined up to start reading for August. I'm probably gonna start reading it today. And I'm thinking about it. If I do start reading it today, depending on how long it is, I might try and finish it by tomorrow. I might try to finish it by tomorrow and count it for July. But I think there's a cutoff as far as like times. But anywho, if I start it today and I don't finish it by tomorrow, of course I'm gonna continue to read it on through August. So yeah, getting my books lined up for what I'm gonna read in August. Uh, yeah, the book I read, it was a lot of story, and if I say it, I mean, okay, so I like how it wrapped up. This is the last book of the series, and it wrapped up very well. I was very pleased. Um, because there were some characters that were horrifying and scary, and 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 we got to see their stories flushed out, which I didn't even have that, how people say, on my bingo card. And we got that in the previous book as well as this book, this last book here. So very glad for that. And yeah, just keep reading and keep reading and enjoying these books. Um, kind of feel like I gotta catch up, but it's at your own pace, so I don't have to necessarily catch up. But I have caught up, and I've read the new release book this year, which I just finished. Yay! And I love the main characters. The main character of this book, they are so relatable and like on point with like where I'm at. Um, the main characters, I was so delighted to read that these characters got it going on and doing their thing and such and so forth. And like, wow. And then their backstory is like, okay, well, and then for some reason I'm like, okay, how can I apply that to me and such? So they are quite relatable, especially these uh this previous book I just finished, and then the the latest book I just finished, and then the previous book before this one. Both of those characters are I was I related more to those characters. Um, kind of, sort of, in a little teeny tiny kind of, sort of, glimpsey, little glimmer way. Not all the way, but a little bit. So they were like relatable in a sense to like human and not just book characters. They had like human features, human facets to them, and they worked in like, especially this latest book that I just read. She was into fitness, and wow, okay, so I'm, you know, lifting weights this this month, and this character is into fitness. Now, I don't think the character per se, I don't know if she was necessarily lifting weights, but she was into fitness and she was teaching a fitness class. So that is what I'm talking about being like relatable. Um, so yeah, just in that inkling situation. Oh, she's into fitness. Oh, she teaches classes. Oh, I'm learning fitness. Oh, I just uh, did a class with a professional bodybuilder. So yeah, that's what I saw. That's what I mean when I say relatable. It's something that I actually did. So she's hosting fitness classes. Oh, okay. I just did something like a fitness class. Okay, great. Um, okay, so from to go back to the first book of the not the first book, but the second book of the series that I read earlier this month. That character, I related to that character in a sense of where she lives. She lived. She had just bought a condo on the beach, looking out on um, of her beachfront condo, and I was like, yes, like that's so relatable. Like that was her dream uh, place to be. So I related to her in that way. Um, I'm I'm thinking all of these characters need to be like action figures or something because I wouldn't mind collecting them all. And maybe there need to be like a few different types of action figures because they have like a few different types of forms to them that they show. Like I said, I think there are already some Funko Pops for the characters, so that's cool. Yeah. So, did I hear some latest news in the books? Like, are these true events? Like, I'm not exactly sure because I haven't been in the author's live streams like I was. Um, I haven't been in her live streams in months now, so I don't exactly know like the latest news updates. I haven't connected like that just yet to know the updates. Um, she did have some big news, and I did read the book, and there is some things said in the book, and I'm like, did she just reveal the big news in the book? Did she just do that? So I'm not as I it it's if it's real, if she just announced the big news in the book, it's in the book. It's in the book. It's in the book. Is it real? Possibly. That is so exciting. When I read it, cause she did that in the I accidentally hired a shadow worker, and she did that in I accidentally locked down her witch. I don't know if she did that in I accidentally hooked up with a vampire. I didn't notice it if she did, but maybe she did. But I don't know if I noticed it. Possible, possibly she did. Uh, Big news, and I'm excited. Oh my goodness. She gave the big news in the books. I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's what's going on. Uh, yeah, she might have said the same thing or something similar to that effect, and I accidentally hooked up with a vampire. I I remember when I think she was on live stream and we were all trying to, and I was in her live stream and she was letting us know what the next books were gonna be. Well, she was hinting because they weren't out yet at the time, and we were trying to guess what the next book was gonna be after I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend, and we were guessing all kinds of stuff. What the next book and character title was gonna be, what the next main character was gonna be in the next book. And after I accidentally hooked up with a vampire book, um, I I was so I did not know what the next character was gonna be. I was guessing all kinds of stuff. We were guessing all kinds of stuff, and she was looking at our guesses, and she was like, that would be interesting. Da 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 blah blah blah. I don't think any of us was close. The next book was I accidentally hired a shadow worker. I don't think anybody guessed a shadow worker. We were guessing. Somebody had guessed alien. I think I said unicorn. Somebody. I think I might have said. I don't know if I said zombie. We was guessing all kinds of stuff, and I don't think not one person knew it was gonna be a shadow worker. I don't know, but that was so fun to guess, and then to get the reveal. I was like, wow. I was so far away from shadow worker. I didn't even. I don't wouldn't. I don't think I ever would have thought a shadow worker. And then for the next one to be a witch character, I don't think I would have thought that either. I stopped guessing. I stopped guessing after the third book. But yeah, that was a cool live stream event for this book series. Now, at the end of this book four, it says that this was the end of this was the conclusion. It didn't say conclusion, it said something else. But basically, this is the entire story of the accident series. And then it says something else. It says, it mentions a character, and that character was gonna get some adventures, some adventure books, perhaps, if you would like. So I'm like, all right, so yeah, all the accidents have happened. All the accidents that happened, that's done. We done. Everybody done having accidents. Everybody know what they info. Like it's all everybody done it. Like all the characters are on the board. And she got some characters, boy, and it was some kind of new something another characters kind of mentioned, kind of that had been mentioned in the previous. Was that the pre? No, no, no. That was the second book. The second book intro had a character in there that did some shape shifting, and it was mentioned. Not that particular character was mentioned, but what it shape shifted into was mentioned in this last book. So, oh, that is so fun. I'm glad I read the series and learned a bit more about like these different characters. I think this might have been my in this series with this all of these characters. Well, I was about to say it was my first time reading about these types of characters, and I think it. No, well, I kind of want to wrap it up and say like that, but not really. Kind of, sort of. But this is a fun series. Um, the last book reads differently than the first three books, and I kind of was getting that vibe with the third book. It was like the third book was kind of branching off, not a hard branch off, but I did notice a difference a little bit. It was similar to the first two books, but it was also I don't know it. But the last book was definitely different. They're all different. They're all different. And I like how the last book, well, actually the third book, it begins a panoramic, if you will, of the conclusion of the series. And then the last book is the other end of the panoramic uh, visual of the series, the book covers. Um, yeah, I'm thinking about it. I can see it. I can see it. I can see at least a few of those, a couple of those squares done. Um, I'm thinking about it, and I was looking at the book covers to see what the colors are. So yeah, it's I'm putting it in motion. I don't put it in motion because I'm looking more at the cover like, what colors are those, and how do they translate in yarn. Like what would that color be in yarn? And how do I figure that out? I think I had an app that would translate colors from an image into the colors of yarn, the color of what the yarn would be. Cause I'm like, how can I make this happen? Like, do I take the image to the store with me to pick out these yarn colors? What do I do? Like, what's the steps I need to make this happen? Okay, well that'll do it. I think um thinking about making a blanket with the um in theme of the book covers. That's what I'm thinking about. There's four book covers, and they uh, they do have a running theme in each book cover. Like each of the book covers have like similar colors, have a couple of similar colors on them, and then they have their own specific colors to them. So I'm seeing a way I can do that. I'm seeing it. I'm creating. Hold on. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Okay, it's done. Like it's there's a version that's already done. It's real easy, simple peasy. And then there's another one where I could do like details specifying particular characters. Wow. That's detail. I'm thinking of different creative concepts here. Just ooh, okay. Ooh, wow, that's creative. Oh, I can see it. Okay, so uh, that'll do it. I'm thinking that I think that's gonna do it. I gotta I gotta get some more yarn because I don't have those colors. I don't have all of those colors. to do all of the things. Oh well, I'll make what I can. Um, what's the next book I'm gonna read? It's not August just yet. So, what's the next book? What were the books that I had mentioned? I had mentioned the second. Oh, okay. I had mentioned the second book of Blood at the Roots, the second book of Children of Blood and Bones, um, and I mentioned Red Rising. So I said I was going to read the second book of Blood at the Roots in August, so it's not quite August yet. So that leaves the second book of Children of Blood and Bones and Red Rising. I might want to jump into Red Rising. I've been putting it off and putting it off. I see other people, they've been reading it and enjoying it, and I thought about reading it last summer actually, and I just put it off. So maybe I need to read that next. And I hear it's like 6 books in the series at least. So, uh, and that'll probably be a cool book themed blanket to do in a series. I've looked at a lot of those books. One is like black and red and white book cover, and then another one is like gold and black, something another. I'm getting the idea like make book series blankets. I hadn't seen anybody do that. I'm liking that idea. Like I've seen people do single book squares and make blankets of all of the single book. Even if they're in a series, they put it all together like a library of books, if you will, like a shelf, if you will. I'm thinking specific series blankets. Like, I guess you could like I don't know if it would be like cosplay, but um, maybe something like that. I'll see. I'm trying. I'm attempting to get into the book themed crocheting. Book themed crocheting. Yeah, book themed crochet. And as I said that, I recall a book called Romanticy Crochet, and it has some book themed items in there, like bookmarks and tablet covers. I had started crocheting a dragon uh, from a pattern in that book as well. Um, Now I'm attempting to make a what's it called? The devil emoji. So I'll prob and you know what? I crocheted yesterday and a little bit today. And the other day, and I ain't even make no big fuss out about it. And I worked out on those same days, so I'm getting used to that. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna be in for with Red Rising. I don't know. Does Red Rising take place in space or on different planets or what? I guess I'm about to find out. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm about to read Red Rising. I think that's gonna be my next book read. Oh my goodness. I put Carl, what's it called? Crawler Carl, Dungeon Crawler Carl. I put that on my reading list as well. That's a book series too. I like the colors on the covers of that series too. They popping. Got a lot of bright colors in that book series. Uh, but yeah, I don't know what oh my goodness. I mean, it's not like I haven't seen a book review for Red Rising. That's why it's on my list. But I guess I'm about to read it today. I'm about to see what the hype is. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm about to go on an adventure. Like I'm about to be carried away. Like like I'm about to be like it's like it feels like I'm about to like step on a hovering something another, something that's hovering, and I'm about to step on it, and it's about to whisk me away. Like that's how I feel about reading Red Rising. Um, so yeah, is this a good atmosphere? Atmosphere? Do I have the atmosphere to read Red Rising? What's a good atmosphere to read Red Rising? I'm about to read Red Rising, and it's. Can you hear my atmosphere?